Oh my god, the referee's into the barricade. The ref is down. The ref is down. Claymore, we need another referee. Here's another ref. 1, 2, 2. And oh my god, CM Punk has concocted a plan that will forever be known as the Glasgow Drew Job. Ha ha! Are you macking tired of these puns yet? Don't worry, you have CM nothing yet. So, nevertheless, let's get to it. I'm Joe Renton with my review, WWE Clash at the Castle, Scotland 2024. You're getting this review up hours and hours and hours later than usual because I worked 9 hours, so I missed live tweeting this. And then I decided, after hearing the results, yes, a couple friends kept me apprised of what happened, I decided, you know what, I can wait. I'm going to go watch this horror movie about 25 miles from my house. It was called Latency. It was dog shit. That review will be up at some point. Nevertheless, yeah, Clash at the Castle 2024. And Drew has been screwed over. Drew, they just drew the biggest comparisons to him being Lex Luger 3 times over. I'm going to be perfectly honest though, guys. There were things I liked on the show and things I was kind of meh about. So yeah. And also, I do want to say, even though we're about 7 weeks away, I will be missing live tweeting SummerSlam due to a work schedule conflict, so there you go. So, I do want to say the crowd at the they were actually pretty goddamn electric, and actually they were the highlight of this goddamn show, sans one particular match. So, the capacity ranges between 12,000 and 14,500. And Michael Cole could not make up his mind between saying 11,391 and 14,000. I mean, whatever. They were really loud. They were really fucking loud. So the Glasgow tourism plug. If anybody, by the way, happens to be watching this and you were at the show, I do want to say, give yourself a pound of applause. I think that's how the saying goes. So anyway, video package with Drew's narration and good stuff. They were kicking this into high gear. That arena is packed. Commentary by Michael Cole, Corey Graves, and Wade Barrett. Big pop for Cody. They sung his theme. I did kind of like how they messed up the graphic and it's like, champion, talent name. Good job. Good job. Good job, production person. Yeah, that was actually kind of hilarious. But it's Cody versus AJ Styles in an I Quit community match for the WWE Championship. Okay. First things first, they laid shit in and they took it seriously, and I will say that. This match also didn't need to be 30 goddamn minutes. I know it's 5 matches, they had to make things last longer, but these 5-match cards don't work when you could simply do a 6th match on the main card. And that way because I'm sorry, this had gone 20 minutes, I might have been kinder to it. It was about 28 minutes, so actually, in all honesty, it probably should have been about 15 to 17 max. And with entrances, it took so long. I had no idea what they're chanting, but they were really fucking into it. Various I Quit matches were mentioned. Graves did mention Magnum and Tully's Starrcade 85, so at least Graves has a little bit of taste, though I refuse to believe he patterned any of his wrestling after Starrcade 85. So, they started with nice wrestling, they laid in some chops, but a table got brought out within the first couple minutes. They're fighting in the crowd, fighting in the hallway, a very narrow hallway, I do want to say. They go back to the ring for a bit, a brainbuster on the goddamn table, and AJ is berating Cody's mom. She's in the front row. And, okay, that makes sense. We want to have her there because she's sympathetic. Because Cody's not. Now, the crowd is into Cody being, the guy. I mean, people are going to like him. I'm going to be on island, but it's not that I don't appreciate the effort, but I see through him. I don't buy into Cody's shit. Also, that blood was fake. I'm not saying people need to be busted open the hard way, but either do something where you can do it safely or don't use the fake blood. The freaking Italian movies from the 70s and 60s didn't have blood that red. Good God. So there was a Singapore cane, belts, boom, handcuffs and shackles is what they really were. Eventually, Cody got free, hit a crossroads a couple times. And then, got he got Styles cut to the goddamn ropes. He used a chair. AJ wouldn't quit. He went and got the steps, and then we pulled kind of like a JBL Cena Judgment Day I quit match. I quit. And then Cody hits him with the stairs anyway, so maybe Cody's turning to the dark side. Yes. Now, I'm guessing that AJ maybe will go and be part of this TNA NXT crossover, and he might show up for a couple matches in TNA, because let's be perfectly honest, AJ's about done. He's about done. He doesn't need to be doing this much longer. He still can wrestle at a high level, but he should go home and be a family man. I mean, what else does he have to do? Besides win the Rumble, like really what, and I think Main Event Mania, what really else does he have to do? It was what it was. It went too long, though. So then the Bloodline, the Bloodline, Solo and the Tongans attacked Cody in the aisleway, and then Orton and Owen showed up, and they had a big pull apart, the big schmoz and all that. And then Bianca and Jade, the tag champs of the women's division, against Zoe and Shayna. And Zoe had to be thrilled being back in Scotland. She was one of the original colonizers of Scotland and remembers the first UK wrestling match. She actually remembers when the first couple of the group of people that colonized Scotland kissed. So she saw the first ever Glasgow kiss. Alba and Isla, former Kaylee Ray, big pop for them, home country women. And Alba has been going through a lot. She lost her mother very tragically recently, so I really felt for her. She had a lot of family there. Isla had family there as well. So they were extra motivated. 3-way women's tag team championship match. Now, with that caveat, this wasn't good. This wasn't good at all. They were trying to do a lot, and look, Jade was given enough spots to do, and she still needs to be brought along. And I'd say this, whether she was a guy, a woman, it doesn't matter. Alba nearly crashed on a dive, and then Jade crashed on the hot tag. These things happen. Still wasn't great. Jade then is trying to stop, I think, Shayna from choking her so much, so she basically taps twice, and the referee didn't quite see the first one, but saw the second one. Nope, just have to ignore it. I didn't see nothing. I know nothing. And then they hit their finish after Bianca hits a 450 where she smashes her knees into Shayna's back, and then Bianca and Jade do their finish, but then Isla covers Shayna. Isla basically gets the top 1, 2, 3. I wish, but nevertheless, good for them. Big pop. They celebrated with flowers and friends. That was cool. It was cool there. The champs didn't take the fall. Bianca and Jade were never going to have the tag titles all that long. Now, they could win them back a little bit later on. They could win them back at Money in the Bank. And that's fine. You gave Alba and Isla home country win. Good. It was good. Actually, I think Alba, Kaylee Ray, that is, might actually be from Glasgow, but nevertheless, good stuff. This is good. Like, as far as their celebration. The match, not so much. But it was good to see them celebrate and be champion. And obviously, it meant a lot to both of them. And Alba getting to honor her mother's memory. So, there we go. Sammy and Gable with Maxine Dupree in an ankle boot. I didn't realize she was actually hurt. And Otis is also there. Now, I do want to say, I have been critical of all the stuff going on with Otis and Gable, even though I understand what they're doing. Because I've never been a big fan of Otis. I'm never going to be a fan of Otis. I'm just going to say that. They even got me into this because the crowd told the story. Every time Sammy and Otis were near each other and drew a breath, every time Gable even sort of gazed in the direction of Otis, the crowd would lose their shit. But that can only make so much of a goddamn match if you don't have two guys that go out there and pretty much have the best goddamn match on the show. Pure wrestling. This was great action. They took it seriously. Maxine, you factored into the finish, so it made sense. Arm focused by Gable. The crowd popped for everything Otis, Gable, and Sammy were involved in. It was great shit. Michinoku driver. Sammy was selling the arm. And then, if Gable doesn't stop doing the diving headbutt, we might find that his dogs are in the enclosed pool area and side garage doors open. German release by Sammy for 2. And then we got crossface trading. Once again, dogs in the enclosed pool area. Hide the Bowflex. ankle lock. Maxine, got was given the Intercontinental Championship and was told, hit Sammy, but it was a shiny object, so she was distracted, and she wouldn't do it. And then Gable tried to get upset, and Otis basically stepped in the way. And then we got a Chaos Theory, German for 2. Big pop. Otis staying up for Maxine, which I think got the biggest pop of the goddamn match. It was incredible. Sammy accidentally hits Otis on a dive. We get a double moonsault outside where Gable takes out both of them. And then an exploder in the corner. Looks like Sammy might get the victory. Gable then gets Sammy outside, gets the ankle lock, and then Sammy does the tumble. Gable goes right into Maxine's ankle, and Otis is pissed. Now, he won't attack Sammy, and he looks over and he carries Maxine away. Gable's pissed. Haluva kick. 1, 2, 3. Big pop. Best match of the goddamn show. One of the best WWE matches they put on all year. Very good stuff. Very enjoyable. They need to pull the trigger on this Otis Gable stuff pretty soon, though, because Gable apparently signed a new contract, and you know what? He probably wants to work with Otis, finish this program, and I don't blame him. If Gable was 5 or 7 years younger, maybe him going to AEW would make more sense. Probably wants to finish his career in WWE, and I don't fault him. So, Alba and Isla are celebrating. I really hope they get a long run. I don't think they will, but good on them. Good on them. I know this meant a lot to them. A big pop for Piper. A decent pop for Bayley. We get the, hey, Bayley. Ooh, I want to know if you'll be my girl. And then Chelsea, or Chelsea Green. Yeah, I had to say it like that, even though I'm tired. This match was pretty much about Chelsea's antics, and Piper gained a big reaction, and little else. Chelsea got kicked out, showed up later in a mask, and then didn't really do much of anything. And a crucifix bomb gets the victory, and Bayley won. And I gotta say that I didn't really care for this match. I don't think Bayley and Piper had good chemistry. It wasn't awful, but it wasn't great. Drew got a massive pop with bagpipe players, and they were just losing it. The decibel level thing was going insane. It's Drew and Priest, secondary world championship match. And look, it was big men doing stuff, smashing into each other. Priest tried to do that thing where he went on the ropes and over the top, but he got his ankle caught. And I honestly thought we were going to get his ankle tearing off. I thought we were going to get that. That was brutal because he was stuck and he was not going to get out. Drew was kicking him, beating him up, and then got him out of that whole thing. Now, I do want to say that if we're not going to knock Jade for slipping on the ropes, we got to knock Priest. Now, hopefully, Jade's not hurt. Hopefully, Priest isn't hurt that badly, because I think Priest is hurt. Hopefully, he's just a stinger. He can walk it off. Maybe not work that many matches for a couple weeks. Ice it and be okay. But, yeah, we kind of need to be equal if we're going to knock people there. So, South to Heaven chokeslam. They bust out the big moves. A Rana off the top, so it looked like Priest might get the victory, but gets hit with a short claymore. 1, 2, kick out. The referee runs it, or dives to the outside, kind of hurts his leg, I think legit, so I hope he's all right. But then gets knocked off the barricade, or knocked off the apron into the barricade, and then, my God, it's like Drew hits the claymore, and they did it perfectly because they did a wide shot. They did a wide enough shot to where we saw the referee run down. And it was a great long ramp, and the arena was packed. And we see that, and I think people, they didn't notice at first, but right around the time they were about to get to the ring, oh shit. And they did it perfectly, because once we saw the back of Punk's head, we knew it was him. But 1, 2, and then 2. And just did that. And then Drew gets him in the corner, everything. The referee's still down. Punk football kicks him. Punk kick. I'd say punked up kicks, but let's just move on. And then we get to South of Heaven. 1, 2, 3. The crowd was pissed. I did see live footage where Samantha even welcomed or thanked them and said, get home safe. And they were booing. So, yeah, they might have killed Scotland temporarily. So, yeah, that's not necessarily great. They pissed the fans off. I do have to say, I like what they did with Punk. And it makes sense for Punk and Drew to not be for the title. They had to get themselves out of it some way, and that's about the only way they could do it. So I didn't mind that ending, but it'll be interesting to see how they follow up with it on Raw. And I will likely review this coming week's Raw, but it'll be delayed because I will be having There's another Regal Mystery movie to go watch. WWE reviews are going to be intermittent because I'm kind of burned out on the weekly TV. So there you go. That being said, let me know your thoughts on the show in the comments, please. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Rentlin. I'll see you soon.